Hi, I'm Mark. In this Geni video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to reserve Geni resources using FLAC. I'm already logged into FLAC, and the first thing I'm going to need to do is create what's called a slice. A slice is just a container that allows me to organize my Geni resources. If you look in the upper left section of FLAC up here, you'll see that I already have a couple of slices that I reserved earlier, but I'm going to make a new one for this example. I'll click on the New button, and all I need to do is type in the name of my slice. I like to put my initials at the beginning of my slice name, just so I know it's mine. When I say OK, Geni is going to run off and create a slice for me. That's a reasonably quick operation because, in fact, a slice, you'll remember, is just an empty container. The interesting part is filling that container with Geni resources. In order to do that, I need a resource specification, or an RSpec. Now, as you learn more about Geni, you'll be able to write your own RSpecs, but I'm going to use a pre-existing RSpec that I've downloaded into a file on my computer. I'm going to go up here and say Import, and say Import from File. I'll select the Click Example RSpec that I downloaded to my computer earlier. And when I open that up, I get a graphical representation of the resources that I'm asking for in my slice. In this representation, you'll see there are 6 computers, host A at the top, host B at the bottom, these other computers in a diamond configuration, and FLAC also shows the links in between them. There's a bunch of other information in the RSpec, but that's not important right now. I'm going to ask FLAC to reserve those resources for me and put them in my slice by pushing the Submit button. I'll confirm the request. And what's happening now is FLAC is requesting the aggregate manager, which in this case is the Proto-Geni installation at the University of Utah. It's requesting that that aggregate manager assign specific resources for my slice and make them available to me. This takes just a minute, and when that process is complete, you'll see the names of specific computers appear in the diagram next to the icons for the computers. Okay, that took about a minute and a half, but we edited some of that time out. You'll see now that the background of the canvas on which my configuration is displayed has turned yellow, and you'll see that those names like pc87.emulab.net, did appear next to the computers. So now those resources have been assigned to my slice, and the aggregate manager is making sure that those resources are imaged, booted, and running the software I requested. That's going to take several minutes, but we can monitor the progress with FLAC. As the different machines come up, their icons will change appearance. You'll see that a couple of them switch to yellow already, and when everything's up, all of the machines and the background will turn green, and I'll know my slice is ready. Okay, it's been about 3.5 minutes, and you'll see that a couple of the hosts, host A and host B, have turned green, meaning they've finished the imaging and booting process. The remaining hosts are still booting up, but we'll keep an eye on those. You'll see that there are a bunch of spinners going up here as FLAC checks back with the aggregate manager from time to time to see the status of the sliver. Okay, well, it took about 4.5 minutes for all of these machines to come up. You'll see now that each of them is green highlighted and that the canvas background has turned green. So we have our slice created, and this is the point where you'll actually run your experiment. You'll log into the machines, you'll upload software, you'll run the procedure of your experiment. But I want to show you one more thing. When you've done all that, it's nice to clean up after yourself. You do that by clicking the Delete button down here. Now I'm not going to use this slice for anything, so it's okay for me to go ahead and delete it now. When I push delete, I'll get a warning. I'm sorry, first I have to say delete at the used managers, only the managers that actually have the slice. I get a warning and I say yes. Geni will go and clean up my resources so that they'll be available for someone else to use. It's just a nice thing to do. So that's how you create a Geni slice. It's also how you delete one. That's the end of this tutorial.